This M4 is pretty, but doesn't go on track. To go on track, you need this, but you also need this man. Hello, Steve.
How's it going? All right?
Not bad, mate. We meet again. Last time we had an M4, my M4, which I'd say is better than this, in my opinion. But don't tell Mike. But yeah, today we're obviously going to be trying a new setup on the M4, which is obviously going to be all in one video on track. But I've bought these brand new wheels to you because the job you done on the M4, I can't thank you enough, was absolutely epic. So,
you're welcome.
What sort of stuff can we do on this to get it looking good and protect it as well, obviously?
Cool. So we're going to ceramic coat these wheels. First thing is they're satin. So a lot of people say, oh, you can't coat satin wheels because you need more greasy, high spot, stuff like that. But GT do a nice coating that works really well, whether it's a matte, satin or gloss finish. So we're going to be using C5 on the wheels, which is their wheel armour, and that will help when it comes to track. It will stop pitting, make your wheels easy to clean at the end as well.
Sure.
And the best thing is, they deal really well with high temperatures.
Yes.
So again, you'll be braking quite a lot on the track.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's not going to degrade or fade away. If anything, it's going to get stronger with the heat.
Wicked, because that's something I did notice. I've had bowlers in the past, and I didn't get them coated. I just got them, fitted them, Trackday, and then I tried to protect them after. Yeah. And it wasn't like a ceramic coating off G-Technique brand, but it was something that I thought could do a job. Yeah. And I think on the next Trackday, I just couldn't shift any of that brake. I was hitting it with anything you could imagine. Fairy liquid, granddad's hammer. It just couldn't get rid of it. But this is obviously going to make it easier to clean. And in terms of longevity, what we're looking at, so 1 year, 12 months.
Right. So you're going on track. So it's obviously for a consumer taking their car on the roads, you're probably going to see about 2 years.
Wow. Okay.
Now, if you're going on track, you're probably going to see about, I would say, 12 to 14 months.
Nice.
So with a mixture of day driving or taking on track, you'll have that longevity.
Wicked, wicked. That is exactly what I'm after. And you were saying that these and the spokes, rather, like these, the spokes and the barrel gets done as well?
Yes. So we're going to do. It's prime time to do it. Brand new wheel. There's nothing on there. Doesn't need decontaminating. So what we're going to do, we're going to coat all the spokes, the face, and obviously behind the spokes and the barrel as well.
Wicked. So guys, we have made it to Swift Performance. The shoutout is actually closed because they have moved to another unit, but we'll talk about that in a little while. But as you can see, we have the two Forge wheels parked next to this beast. Driven by this man. How you doing anyway, Josh? It's been a while.
Yeah, really good, mate. Really good.
The last time I think the channel saw you, and I saw you actually, was probably when I gapped you at Castle. Okay, no, I didn't gap him. He absolutely destroyed me, and he had brake fade. Or I think he just said, "No, mate, I got bored because no one was on." That track day was great, but no one was really on the track.
Super lightweight, considering it's not a fully forged wheel.
Okay.
Despite the name, flow formed, semi forged. They call it down at 2 Forge, and obviously wrapped in Zestino, which is the second interesting point that we're kind of maybe going to be talking about, you're going to be talking about in the video. But yeah, it's been super happy with them for a couple of years now, and the Zestinos wrapped in them have been really, really good. And something that I did notice is that you have run AR1s in the past as well. So in terms of pricing, not to go numbers specific, pricing wise, AR1 and Zestinos? Obviously AR1, great tyre, but it's not as good for being on the road. So I think price-wise, looking at AR1s to Zestinos, I think there's sort of a 30% difference between a set of Zestinos and a set of AR1s. One important thing to note though, just whilst we're talking about it, Zestinos only offer 285
on the rear. Okay.
So that plays a bit into that costing, but only marginally. Obviously AR1s go to 295.
Sure.
But I would still say for a summer road, semi-slick capable tyre, do your road trips, B-road blast and track, Zestino's a great bang for buck option.
100%. And you've used them at, I think, Alton Park as well?
Yeah, Alton Park. Back end of last year, I went to Austria, Red Bull Ring.
Yes.
So I did a 3,000 mile road trip, including a track day. You know, these were fine, wet, cold. Well, say fine, still operating well considering they're a semi.
100%.
But you know, 3,000 miles, did well on the road, well on the track. You know, AR1s are not really a tyre you want to be driving on the road doing 3,000 miles. So
100%. Okay, so you join me a few days later. You can see we've got the wheels mounted to the tyres over there, and we've got Tim's lovely M4 in Silverstone blue. I've just gone out in this car, thank you Tim, I've got to say, and it drives absolutely way better than this. Bearing in mind, it still is on adaptive suspension. However, this is on Bilstein B16 adaptive suspensions. And if you are a keen-eyed viewer and you have watched the channel for a while, you know I had them on my M2, but I had the passive. The passive meaning you have to use a little knob just on the bottom, easy now. You have to use a little knob to adjust the damping and the rebound, etc., all in one. But with this, it still allows you to use your analog controls in the car, which is great, so you don't lose that function at all. The only thing that I'm in two minds about is Tim is running the exact setup as me. 18-inch alloy, ZF6 with the Zestino rubber, but he's got height adjustable suspension with the B16s. I haven't, and as you can see, that sits quite low already. So the question is, will this sit okay when we go down to an 18? I think I might have to take the splitter off just for now until we get coilovers. But yeah, that is the setup. I'm also going to do a separate video at some point comparing passive to adaptive, or whether you're better off just going for full passive, but it definitely has its place, 100%. Okay, so as we can see, which I'm going to show you guys probably at Bedford outside, because we have lost a bit of light, but we'll touch on that in a second. My namesake Tim has been working like a madman, because it's not just bolt the wheels on, alignment, 10 minutes later you're done. Is that correct, Tim?
Unfortunately not. Maybe on a brand new car.
Yep.
But not today for us, it wasn't, no.
Something I would say, guys, is I've got to pull my hat off for Tim and Swift in general. The attention to detail and the way that you guys do the job is different gravy. There is some copper grease there. I'm assuming we had some sticky or stuck issues that we needed to slip and slide.
We did. Unfortunately, on both sides, the toe bolts and camber bolts were both C-solid.
Yes.
So, in fairness, some people could easily have just replaced the arm or bolts, but obviously we didn't have that option tonight. So we have removed the toe bolts and the camber bolts, knocked them out, cleaned out all the threads, cleaned out the recesses where the actual bolt is able to move side to side, so you actually get the adjustment of the toe and camber. Put it all back together. We now have full adjustment on the toe and on the camber, both sides, and also on the front tie rod assemblies as well.
And is this like a common issue? Is it a design flaw they've got, BMW? Or?
To be honest, on these, it is quite common, to be fair. Because the arms are aluminium, they do oxidise.
Sure.
But also, to be honest with you, it doesn't necessarily have to be a high mileage car. It's just any car that hasn't had, say, regular geometry checks or alignments done, because they would never move. They literally get stuck in one position and stay like that for hundreds and thousands of miles.
Yeah, I was going to say. And with this obviously being a 9-year-old car with nearly 100,000 miles on it, from what we saw this afternoon, would you say that there's ever been a Geo on this car?
If it has, it may have been at the dealer very early in its life.
9 years ago.
But certainly not any time recently. I've generally not seen some.
So without putting any pressure on you, I should notice a difference.
Yes.
We'd hope so anyway. But yeah, guys, I'm going to let Tim crack on now with the Geo. But again, big shout out to this man. We're going to try and fill him up with some Krispy Kremes tomorrow or even this evening if we can. But yeah, I'll catch up with you guys in a sec. So there we have it, guys. Excuse the wind, because again, I am at a track day, even though it doesn't look like it. But I promise you, there are some cars down there. To be honest with you guys, again, with this being a cheap M4, of course there's going to be an issue. But firstly, let's just touch on these two Forge wheels. They look absolutely amazing. Again, wrapped in the Zestino rubber. The car itself is more or less on the exterior where I want it. Obviously, we are going to be pushing it hard on track, so it probably could benefit from having a spoiler and a bit more downforce, so probably a better splitter as well. But overall, it definitely looks the business. So in terms of track day action, I'm hoping to get probably 1 or 2 laps on camera. Obviously I have been sending it today, so hence why you can see some of the B-roll shots. The tyres and the wheels, are a lot dirtier than when I first showed it on camera, but overall you cannot beat that. Again, semi-forged, more than enough for what I'm planning to do with the car. And we've got 265 and 285 semi-slicks as well.
guys, I'm gonna end the video there. This is the second black flag I've had today. I need a new exhaust. I need some resonators in. This and Brands Hatch is probably the closest tracks that I have to me. So I need to be able to get this car for a shakedown on this track whenever I want, because quite frankly, I love this car, I love this track. It's just so much fun. But yeah, it's annoying when you have to, like, you can see just before I get to the straight, I'm always having to shift up early or hold a gear, get on the power later. I'm just trying to concentrate here because I am having to slow down, so I'm gonna have to go straight in the pits. So yeah, it's a bit poo. But yeah guys, as usual, if you have enjoyed the video, please smash the thumbs up button. Big shout out to ZF Swift Performance for getting this all sorted, and for Motech for protecting them, meaning that cleaning all of this horrible brake dust from the RPX from Williams Performance is going to come off nice and easy. So yeah, have a great weekend, have a great week, and I'll see you in the next one. Take care, God bless.